Hey y'all, hey, it's Patty with Giddy Things. I'm here for day 169 of our 5-minute in-name only exercise encouragement. How are you? As I've been doing I'm fine. Thank you for asking. I'm really grateful and great, really, is how I'm feeling. When I've been doing this for a few days, I don't know where the win was going, but I've been doing this for a few days where I give you an intro before the clip, and I'll be back after the clips. It's time to begin the day. Yay, Tuesday and teaching and Tuesday. It is going to be a lovely day. Lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Hey y'all, hey. It's Patty with Giddy Things. How are you today? I'm doing well, thank you. I am embarking on the Tuesday back after Labor Day, and I'm giving feedback right now to students' discussion post. I had them outline the hero's journey as it was defined by Joseph Campbell and do that in a way that would help them get to body paragraphs, an introduction, and a conclusion. So I'm excited about that. They've done a good job, and I'm super happy to give them this feedback and get them on their way to writing the essay. Today in class, I will treat them if in the 111 class, the first half of freshman composition, I will treat them, I don't know how treated they'll feel, to an explanation of how to get to writing the essay super quickly, how to jot an outline. I can do a quick outline and get started and not be intimidated by a blinking cursor on their word processing software. So that is where I am right now. I'm having a delightful, very chilly smoothie. The disembodied voice and the handy helper are on their way to school for the handy helper, so that's fun. I'm wearing a Modern Prairie apron today. I'm really excited about this. It's super cute. It's super cute. I really like that. And it's just nice to have that. I have it over a t-shirt dress from Old Navy, which is fun. I have on some cute ruffly socks with bows imprinted on them, so that's really nice too. And it's just a good, calm start to the day. And as always, I have water. Always got to have some H2O. Hey friends, I'm still working. I took a little bit of a break for sitting, playing bingo, and then exercising, upper body work. And then I came back to the computer because we had a long weekend and I didn't really do any work over the weekend, so I kind of have a little more than I expected today. It's 5:21 p.m. So I will work on this until I get this course's feedback done, and then I will probably call it a day at that point and go upstairs. I'd like to start on another diamond painting project. I have, oh my gosh, where'd they go? I got new, I can do it, where is it? Y'all. Here they are. Okay, so I got, let me just put this one came from Scotland. Isn't that fun? This one came from Scotland, and it's got, I don't even know why, but it's got the P.O. box on it, which I'm going to share with y'all as soon as I get a chance. But that is King Charles and the Royal Mail from Scotland, so that was fun. And then one of my, she sent me, this was cute. I love this kind of stuff, the ephemera of just local stuff in other countries. She sent me crispy chicken and sweet corn croquettes. This is a lovely recipe from Green Giant in Scotland, which is fun. It's also interesting, I think. Can you see that? To see how, let's see if it focus, how the cans look different. I don't know where that came from. And look, there it is right there. Those look really good. We might try to make those. It says it's broccoli florets, cold mashed potato, mayonnaise, Green Giant sweet corn, spring onions, cooked chicken, Parmesan cheese, and an egg, and 60 grams of panko breadcrumbs, which I don't do the converting to grams very quickly in my mind, or at all, to be quite honest. So I'll figure out, I'll look up what that is. but it doesn't look that hard to make. And I'm just gonna, if y'all wanna take a screenshot, let me see if I can get that where you can really see it. If not, I'll just take a picture of it and put it on its own in one of the clips so that you can see that if you can make it if you want to. Annabelle Carmel, it says down here, as a company, and I'm not sure. But anyway, this makes 12 croquettes. The prep time is supposed to be 10 minutes and the cook time is supposed to be 5 minutes. So that's fun. I love it when people send me the ephemera again of daily life. And she wrote me a beautiful letter, and it's from Scotland, and I was hoping she might use the word wee. And she did, my wee doggy. And she used it like 2 or 3 times, which I thought was awesome. I love that. If y'all ever watched the show Shetland, it's a British detective or crime show set on a Shetland island. And yeah, what's the guy's, Jimmy Perez is the name of the guy in the first several seasons. I think they've made a couple of seasons with a new detective inspector, but he is the one who's for that one. And the number of times they say we this and we that is so charming. I love it. Me wee doggy. I'm not doing a good job. The disembodied voice does a better Scottish accent than I do because he is British. And this one came from Minnesota. I thought that was really pretty. The butterflies on the back. And these are pretty stamps. I've been using these too. The, are those dahlias? I think so. Anyhow, this was neat because it's one of my pen pals. It's not the letter, but she found these cards. Look, the giant green dancer. Isn't that pretty? She found those cards and she decided to send me, it says, Dear Patty, I found these cards in a drawer and thought it might be fun to use them for random lists, anecdotes, recipes, etc. And she says, although I'm not a great cook, LOL, and this is again from Minnesota, and neither am I. To be clear, that's the disembodied voice. And she sent me suggestions of books that she'd read recently, some of her favorite books of the summer, and I have some pretty cards from Natural Life I think I'm going to use to send her back a list. What a cute idea this is. She sent me The Feather Thief, The Monster's Bones, and she gave me the descriptions of them too. The Feather Thief, The Monster's Bones, The Fox Wife, and The Ghost Bride, and both of those, I'll go back, hold on. So The Feather Thief is by Kirk W. Johnson, and that looks like that is Beauty, Obsession, and Natural History, Heist of the Century. Are those two different ones? I don't know. Oh, The Feather Thief and Natural History, Heist of the Century. I guess both of them are by Kirk W. Johnson. And she said this ended up being her gateway to more nonfiction. And I'm interested in that too because I started reading more nonfiction. The Monster's Bones, The Discovery of T-Rex and How It Shook Our World by David K. Randall. More nonfiction that she learned a lot from. So that's interesting. I'm so glad she sent me that because I'm looking for good nonfiction titles to read that I haven't, I've read a lot of nonfiction, but I'd like to read more. Then The Fox Wife and The Ghost Bride, which are both by Yang-C Chu, trying to branch out, she said, in her historical fiction to times and eras other than World War II, LOL. And she said she's currently reading 2 books, The Milagro Beanfield War by John Nichols. She said her aunt recommended this to her and said it was humorous. She said so far it is. I've heard about that one, and I wanna read that too. And this one I've heard about and I'm super interested in. They Never Threw Anything Away by Ed Lenz. Personal accounts from people who lived through the Great Depression. I'm interested in that because my mom and most of her immediate family, they all lived through the Great Depression. And she asked me for recommendations and gave all her best to me and mine, which was so sweet. I really appreciated that. And I just thought that was cute, a really quick way to do something that's full of information. So she gave me a great idea. I'm going to do that for her, and I might send a bonus card to, not as an official letter, but a bonus card to my pen pals as a way to switch things up. So I thought that was really neat. And I also got, ooh, y'all, sorry, I bounced everything around. I also got some new postcards. As a matter of fact, let me show you my new postcards, because what is the point in telling you about them and going, they're back there, when I could just show them to my friends? So there's one that I received today of, I think that's pronounced Ficciones by, it may not be, Jorge Luis Borgia. And then from Oregon, look at that. That came from Portland. I'm trying to remember where Maryland. This one came from Maryland. I think I've shown you the other two. I don't know if I've shown you up on the bulletin board, but that one and then that one. So far in post crossings, that's what I've gotten. They're super pretty and they're starting to fill the bulletin board up, and I think it's going to be beautiful to rotate them as new ones come in. So it's artwork and decor as well as being just beautiful and nice. And I think I remember, well, I'll tell you this when I get back to another clip. What do y'all think the disembodied voice is trying to say with my second day of, he brought me a towel to tuck into my shirt. I have an apron on, but I don't want to get stuff all over my apron either, which is kind of funny, I think, really. But here is the second day of the chili, and it's got some Swiss cheese in it. Can y'all see that? I think so. Gonna be delicious. I've got cornbread, but I think I'm gonna have dessert cornbread today, which really just means that we're gonna put a little healthy jelly or jam on it, and that makes it dessert cornbread. It's so good. The disembodied voice, of course, in England didn't grow up with cornbread, and the first time he tasted it, he was like, it needs sugar. It tasted like it should be cake to him. Actually, he said it needs sugar and currants. He likes currants and things, and so I can see that. I can see how you can make it that way and it'd be delicious. So I'm going to eat this, and I'll be back. Of course, I was there during the clips, too. That's the whole point, isn't it? But, ooh, I have been shaking the phone today. Maybe that's a euphemism we need to start, shaking the phone. I don't know what that would stand for. I can think of a few things, though. But I am just about to get ready to go upstairs. I have really enjoyed this Modern Prairie apron today. I really underestimated, let me tuck that in, how much I was going to enjoy wearing an apron over my clothes. But I guess I didn't, because I actually bought the aprons in the first place. But my grandma used to wear, the one that I knew used to wear an apron over her clothes because she usually had very pretty clothes and she wanted to protect them. And so this made me feel really close to her. And I've got some other ones. I have a green one with some eyelet up here, and then I have a parchment colored one that's really cool. And these are all of them I got on sale from Modern Prairie. They're super well made. I was excited. The pockets are so cool. But these pockets, you see the pockets, y'all? Of course you do. They're right here. These pockets are, all the fabric is really nice, but they're made of a slightly different fabric. And they've got that ruffle at the top. They're just really pretty. This one's super cottagey, and it does really remind me of ones that my grandma wore. And I really loved her, so that's a good memory to have. So I did my upper body workout. I did the with Hansel and Gretel. You remember Hansel and Gretel? There they are. That's Hansel. That's Gretel. How can I tell? Because they're my weights, and I love them so much, even though sometimes when I'm hefting them, I make odd noises. I had a Profi, which is the protein shake with the Stoke cold brew in it. I think that was all that was in there. I don't think there was any Fairlife in that. I have to tell you, I think I might have said yesterday, but if I didn't, the disembodied voice they had breakfast for dinner and they let me sample it. And he made Scotch pancakes with Fairlife chocolate milk. Oh my gosh, that was so delicious. He was out of milk at the time, and he was going to use almond milk, and the handy helper was like, why don't you try using the chocolate milk? And it was absolutely delicious. He made it with chocolate milk and almond milk combined, so that was good. I think I may have mentioned that yesterday, but it bears repeating because it was so delicious. When I go upstairs, I think I'm either going to work on starting a letter or starting a diamond art thing, which I may have mentioned earlier. I showed you the pen pal letters I got. I need to write back to my friend in Scotland because it's going to take a little while for that one to get there. So I need to write that back. And I do want to do a card for my friend in Minnesota as well, because I think that'll be a lot of fun. What are you going to do today to make yourself feel special? Because you are. You're a shining star. No matter who you are. Right? You just are. You're a shining star. And you are so loved. I certainly love you so much. And you're just surrounded by love. If you let yourself be still for a minute, you can really feel it, and especially the love from your Creator, right? I hope that you will continue to go with me in peace and love to serve others. Please do pray for the whole entire hurting world, and please also pray for the beautiful Ukraine.